Well, we've had a lot of fun from the summer to now, and that's exciting. Great group of guys to work with, very passionate about learning and getting better. Multiple guys have really taken their games to a new level from the summer to now, which is also exciting. We tried to accelerate. Our team play. We kind of focus a little bit more on team offense and defense than individual offensive development over the summer to get ready for the very difficult early schedule. And we'll find out a little bit more tomorrow and certainly find out even more against Michigan. So it's exciting times. We've had a lot of fun, and we hope we're progressing the correct way. I don't think this is working. Hold on.
Just when you have a question, raise your hand.
There we go.
Announce your name and the media outlet that you represent.
We're a little.
This time last year when you were sitting here, kind of the expectation was to win enough games, get into the tournament, and win a game, and obviously you guys far exceeded that. This year you have different expectations sitting here coming into the year. Is that a conversation you have with your team about the expectations and how this is going to be a little bit different with the target on your back coming into the season?
We really haven't discussed that too much. We're just trying every single day to get better defensively. That's probably the area that we're, anytime you have 9, 10 new players, it's been a lot easier getting them to mesh than I thought because they're such outstanding individuals as people. So it's just a matter of we want to try to see where our weaknesses lie. We don't know that as of yet because some days we're very high in assists, very low in turnovers, and other days it's just the opposite. So we're just trying to see who meshes the best together. We have a good idea now of who's going to start out against Towson, and we have an idea of the 10, 11 guys that are going to play and the 4 that will not play.
Zach Brazil, New York Post. Rick, what's impressed you the most about Bryce? And it seems like he's really light. Like this is, from what we remember him at Providence, even before he got hurt. Has that been a big focus for you guys, is getting to be lighter?
Not really. That hasn't been a concern. Bryce is also a great guy, but he's been good and solid the entire summer and now. And I'm not after good and I'm not after solid. I'm after great and passionate. And once he reaches that Mamba mentality that we're trying to put forth in every player, and as the team, I think you're going to see one of the best players in the country. So as far as the weight is concerned, I'm not sure, Zach, I think he's built better. He's worked hard on his body because he's had a lot of time off from not playing,
Hey, Rick. Good morning. It sounds like you
Make
like
yourself at home, Zach.
Yes, I am going to. Sounds like you like both Dylan's coming off the bench. What does Dylan?
Well, Dylan Mitchell will start tomorrow in the game.
Okay, I was going to ask how
Saturday, excuse me.
if he does come off the bench, what do you like about him? Because it does seem like he started most of his career.
I like Dylan Mitchell, period. Starting off the bench, I just like him as a player a lot.
What elements does he bring to the team that maybe you didn't have?
He's just a selfless, really good basketball player that has the ability to be great, and we're working on the parts that need to get better. And certainly he is. They're all guys that really want to get better, and that's impressed me the most.
Roger Rubin from Newsday. Rick, can you describe how different the player Ruben Frey is going to be this year versus what we saw at the end of last season, and how you helped him and how he helped himself develop into the player he's about to be?
Well, his low post game is certainly a great deal better. He came in here a non-defender, and now he could defend all 5 positions. He could switch out and play a point guard, and so he's gone from a typical European basketball player where defense is not the focus, more passing, cutting, and scoring is the priority, and he's just adjusted to becoming a well-rounded basketball player at both ends of the floor. Fear.
Hey, Peter Splendorio with the New York Daily News. As you've gone through this summer and now in the fall, just how are you envisioning Ian Jackson's role going into the season?
Well, I'm going to be very frank with this statement by Ian. I was really concerned this summer, at the beginning of the summer, that I thought this would be too much for Ian to handle coming home with all his reputation and the way he was playing at that time. But Ian, without question, is the most improved basketball player. He's gone from the 10th or 11th man to one of the top 3 on our team. And I'm really happy for him that he's evolved. Because when you say a player is a sponge, he's in the offices after practice with Coach Mass and Coach Walsh and looking at film and where can I get better. So I'm really, really excited and happy that he's evolved into the player he is today, because it was tough to watch the beginning of the summer.
And then just going into Saturday, I know you mentioned Dylan Mitchell, but who do you think the other starters will be?
We'll probably go with, and it's funny, you all know that there's going to be multiple starting lineups, and last year against first exhibition game, Kadari and RJ didn't start, looking at the film to get ready. So we'll go with Oziah at the 1, Ian at the 2, Joe Son at the 3, Dylan Mitchell at the 4, and Zuby at the 5. But all 10 guys will play. It's not necessarily this is the top 5. It's just the 5 we're going to go with against Towson.
Hey, Coach. Perry Sook, Pix 11 Sports. On that, we saw that dominating performance by a different 5 at the Garden in the scrimmage. Now Mitchell obviously stepping in place of Hopkins. How much are you still deciding who your starting 5 will be, and when do you want to have that decision made?
I guess it's unimportant because it will change. The starting lineup against Towson, we may need a bigger starting lineup against Michigan. So that's probably where you'll see possibly Bryce and Dylan play together possibly. So I think it'll depend on our opponent defensively in matchups. But I'm very comfortable with 10 players stepping up and playing. I would even say 11, except Kelvin's taken a step backwards because he's had a lot of injuries and he's missed weeks of practice. But prior to that, he was playing great.
Jason Petrucci from the Torch. With so much depth on this year's roster, how are you planning to approach lineup management and minute distribution early in the season?
I've never worried about that. I think that takes care of itself by practice. We're just going to play to win every possession. The players that don't take plays off will play the most minutes. That's what you look for from a basketball coach, is who doesn't take players off. I was speaking to a football coach, unimportant who it is, about defense in football, and he said, you really look for the defensive players that don't take first down or second down off, and they don't wait for third down to really bring it. And that's what we're trying to do, just no plays off. And the players that are starting out against Towson are the players that consistently haven't taken plays off.
Let's go to Dave and then Zach.
David Marabite in the Storm podcast. Rick, at Iona, you had Walter Clayton and Danius Jenkins in that lead guard role. Both players more than doubled their assist totals the year playing together. After the scrimmage the other day, you did mention that Oziah is your guard. You just said that he's going to start against Towson. Do you envision a similar 1-2 lead guard pairing with Ian and Oziah in the backcourt? And is that something that you've possibly shown them film on or talked to them about how they have had that synergy that worked really well at Iona together?
Well, I hope they could develop into players like those two, because those two really hit their zenith. But they're different than Walter and Danis, Ozai and Ian, very much different. But that's an excellent backcourt. Both guys have size, great size, good quickness. They both shoot it really well. They both make free throws at a high percentage. They're both willing passes. That's where Ian has really improved his game. He was a turnover machine in the beginning, and now he's protects the ball and really understands and makes players better. He has great speed. Ozai is a true pro. He's a pro at everything he does.
Rick, just, I guess two things. Is Kelvin okay now? Like, what was?
Yeah,
his
he
injury?
missed kind of a freak injury
Okay.
with his pectoral muscle. He missed about a week's time, and he's just coming around. He's missed maybe about 2 weeks of practices, but he's healthy again. It was a real freakish injury, and we're not sure how it originated.
With Ruben, you obviously have a loaded front court when you consider Dylan and Bryce and Zuby. Is Ruben's development, is he almost going to force you to play big at times? Because what we've seen in the two open.
I think it's Zach. Zach, it's also it's who you're playing against. It's so different playing against Towson's front line than Michigan's front line, and then Alabama's front line or Quinnipiac's front line. It all changes defensively, and so we'll sort of get ready for each opponent defensively. Offensively, the guys are very willing to share the basketball. They think pass before shot. They're a very unselfish group. It's just more defensive matchups that will determine that.
Hey, Rick, Andy Lipton with Leading the Break. Before you mentioned, one player's playing the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5. What's your thoughts on positionless basketball, and do you ascribe to that?
Well, offensively, we do play positionless basketball. I would say that the ball is in Zuby's hands just as much as Oziah's. So on offense, they all handle the basketball. They all bring it up. So I think it is positionless on offense. Defensively, we sort of match up size-wise, athletically, as well as physically with certain matchups.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Rick, do you think that from a psychological standpoint or a motivational standpoint that it's good for your team that Connecticut is ranked higher than you guys?
I've thought of a lot of different things in the last 6 months. That's not one of them, Roger. So I'll go home tonight and think about that one. No, I don't think our guys think about that. We have great respect for UConn. The more Big East teams that are ranked, the better. We love to have a lot of Big East teams ranked. One of us will be probably 1 or 2 preseason Big East team. So we have great respect for Connecticut and Marquette and Creighton and all of them. So the more teams ranked in the Big East at a high level, the better off our league will be. And this year's, I can guarantee you that you're going to see major improvements from Georgetown, Providence, Villanova to a certain degree. It's going to be a really tough league this year.
As long as you brought up those like preseason, coaches poll and whatever, do you believe that Zuby should be the preseason player of the year in the conference?
Do you think so?
I mean, if I was voting.
Yeah, so if you think so, then I'm on board with you. That's how much respect I have for you. So, well, let's say Zuby's the preseason player of the year.
Okay, you and I will say that.
Yes, and I think we'll be right.
All right, we're just going to take a few more, Kevin.
Rick, give the difficult early season schedule for you guys. How much more of an emphasis are you putting on these exhibitions coming up in the next 2 weeks to almost treat them like regular season games?
Well, Towson is it's always been a great defensive team. We struggled with it a little bit, got out-rebounded by them last year. They're tough. They play great defense. They play slow. They're a slow, deliberate basketball team. And Michigan will bring much more. Michigan has their second and third center are both 7'3". So they're ranked, I think, 7th in the nation. That will be a great test for us. Towson will bring it on Saturday as well. So it will tell a lot. We're tired of playing against each other, but we play against each other, and it's a fight every day. These guys, if I cut it short when there's 2 minutes to go, they get very upset because a winner was not declared, and that's really good.
Rick, you never responded to my tweet. Are we going to have a media game, coaches versus writers, like the Celtics?
Well, I just found out about it when they told me about your tweet. I didn't know they played. If you want to play against our staff, I will be more than happy to. Tell me who's playing, and I'll put together the staff. We got Talik, a national champion. Ricky John's a good shooting guard. Stevie Mass is trying to get back in shape, so he's a national champion. So we'll put together a team if you'd like to do it.
Roger is our point guard.
Roger's the point. You're the
Yeah.
2. Okay.
Rick,
We can arrange it. We can arrange it.
Rick, is there like one question you have with this group as you go into your first game against another team on Saturday?
No, I don't think I've had as much fun in coaching as I have with these guys. They all act like pros. They carry themselves the right way. They play hard. They practice hard. They're a fun group to be around. They compete. So I don't have any question marks with them. It's just a matter of them talking and communicating. They know what's going to make them win. It's defensive communication. That's been a struggle trying to get them to talk consistently. But they're all good, willing defenders, and I think they'll come together.
Hey, Coach. Mike Fitzpatrick from the Associated Press. Just big picture-wise, the schedule, 12 regular season games at the Garden, most the program has had since the early 50s, and a couple of SEC opponents coming in here to play there. Just what does that mean for the program? How excited are you about that?
You know, it's an early test for us to see if we're made for the Garden in November, because it's difficult college basketball in November in this town. The Knicks is the toughest ticket probably in the history of their organization. You can't get a Knick ticket, and that's the prospects of winning a championship. So for St. John's, you know, it's the Michigan game is a big test for us. Alabama's a big test. We've only sold 11,000 tickets for Alabama so far. We want to sell out the Garden for that. Ole Miss will be a tough sell. It's a Saturday night. It's going to be based on Michigan. I believe it or not, Iona's probably the best-selling ticket so far, and that's a testament to Iona fans coming out. The last time they played in the Garden, they sold out the Garden and beat Louisville. So I hope that doesn't happen as well for us. But it's great that we could schedule Iona in the Garden. Certainly, I owe them so much with my career, so it's great to get them back in the Garden. It's been a long time for them. But it's going to be a great test to see if we're built. Obviously, we sold out the last 6 games of the season. Let's see if right now it doesn't look like we're going to sell out early sales, Michigan or Alabama or Ole Miss tickets. Now, we've gone from, I think, 5,000 season tickets to 9,500, which is great. But we've got to get about 6,000, 7,000 more tickets sold to make that happen, those sellouts.
We'll take our last question.
Hey, Coach, this is Max with MM Sports Media. With such high...
Who are you with?
MM Sports Media.
Okay.
And Fox. With such high expectations last year, winning the Big East tournament and making the March Madness tournament, how do you plan to hold all the pressure this year and hopefully win national championship?
National championship, okay. You know, I think, look, we all have dreams of cutting down the nets at the end. I think there's every school in the country right now, about at least 30 or 40 of them believe they could win a national championship. So I think the way you posture your thoughts on that is to make sure you just take care of the next day. We don't look too far ahead. We're looking forward to this practice, to next practice, and we don't really speak about that. We just want to take it opponent by opponent, day by day, and if you do that, the future will be bright for St. John's, and that's all we're going to do is just take it day by day with our players.